Tonight on News 5 Live, nomination day across the country saw candidates from all political parties, including independent hopefuls, stepping into the spotlight. In a historic first, the People's United Party secured the Fort George and Pickstock constituencies without voters needing to head to the polls on March 12th. In other news, there was a shocking high-profile murder in Placencia, where real estate mogul Boris Mansfeld was executed at his Coco Plum residence. Additionally, 3 female tourists were found dead in a hotel room in San Pedro, and an electrician was shot dead in Hattieville amid an ongoing gang war in Belize City. Stay tuned for these stories and more coming up in 1 minute.
Belizean citizen is co-creating the new Belize.
And if we make enough, then we go share the funds. Tell me what you wanna fight for. Don't even mind to get hype for. Or even flash up on the light for.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, February 24th. I am Sabrina Daly. Today was nomination day across the country, and both major political parties presented candidates in all 31 constituencies. Third parties and independent candidates also joined the excitement, though some struggled to gather the 6 people needed for their nominations. It was a historic day as 2 People's United Party candidates were declared winners in their divisions 16 days before the general election. Fort George Area Representative Henry Charles Usher retains his seat in the House of Representatives after his opponent, Melvin Hewlett, failed to show up for the UDP elections this afternoon. Pickstock Area Representative Anthony Mahler, who drew a massive crowd during this morning's parade, also secured another 5 years in Parliament when Dean Samuels didn't show up for his nomination, despite attending the UDP's march to the Civic Center. Joining me this evening is News Director Isani Cayetano with a recap of nomination day activities across the country. Isani, good evening.
Good evening, Sab.
How you feeling? I saw you out on the ground capturing the sights and the sounds. A busy day for us all here.
I'll tell you this much, it's been quite a busy but eventful day for me and of course my team here at News 5. we've been spread across the country. We have reporters who are assigned to the newsroom who are out in the field today. We also had our correspondents getting a taste of the nomination day activities, some for the first time,
For sure.
Others are returning to assist with coverage.
Yes. So we, of course, captured the sights and the sounds and provided that to you live throughout the day. But the conversation must be dissected at this point, Isani.
Certainly.
Give us an overview of what took place today.
Well, I'll start off primarily with Belize City, where I was stationed, and then I'll go quickly to Orange Walk. Is the seat of the Prime Minister, right?
Certainly.
So this morning in Belize City, between 9:30 and 10, I would say, there was a massive parade where the People's United Party organized arguably thousands of their supporters from various constituencies across Belize City, 10 to be exact, right? They gathered near Farbers Road and Central American Boulevard, and there was a massive procession that made its way to the Belize City Center, where 10 of the PUP's candidates were officially nominated ahead of the 2025 general election set for March 12th. So, as with all things during the election season, the atmosphere, everything is palpable.
Yes.
You could feel it, the energy and everything.
What does this feel like compared to 2020, which we refer to as the Blue Tsunami?
Well, this time around, from my perspective, my own vantage point, it was considerably different because you would recall that 2020 we were in the throes of the COVID-19 pandemic, and so a lot of what the festivities would be surrounding nomination day were somewhat subdued. So today, we would say people made a free up, right? And I'm certain that a lot of people who were supporting the PUP this morning didn't go to work. They were in their blue T-shirts, they were on the trucks, and they made their way to the Belize City Center. So that was between 10 and 12. At around 12 o'clock, what was interesting is that Tracy Panton's faction of the UDP made its way to the Civic Center as well. And so it posed for us the question as to whether using that slot that was designated for third parties and independent candidates would,
Represent what that was.
classify the Tracy
Alliance,
Panton
yeah.
faction, the Alliance for Democracy, as a third party, which he vehemently rejected.
Yes.
And then this afternoon, the Cheyenne Barrow faction of the UDP came in. This was between 2 and 4. And they too came via a procession down Central American Boulevard to the Belize City Center. So the energy all day was there.
Yes.
It was sweltering hot too. But I must put that in there because that's the reality of what we face being outdoors today. But today is symbolic. It is also historic. Today in the perhaps history of this country, it's arguable, and in my years of covering elections, it's the first time I've seen two candidates who don't have to vie for the seat come election day because they have automatically won, one would say by default, in a manner of speaking, because their opponents failed to show up for nomination day. Now, we'll start with Fort George, where PUP chairman and returning era representative Henry Charles Usher won his seat when Melvin Hewlett, the UDP's candidate under Cheyenne Barrow, did not show up for nomination. So what we'll do at this point, we'll go to Henry Charles Usher and of course the interview that I conducted with him upon this being formalized at the City Center this afternoon, and we'll come back and we'll discuss some more. So let's go to the first interview. What went into preparing for today, not knowing that your opponent would have dropped out of the race at this very moment?
No, well, we have been on the ground campaigning for some time now in terms of mobilization. We had a big convention right here in the Civic last week, Sunday, and today it was just about bringing out our supporters, making sure that all of our 31 candidates were nominated. As chairman, I still have that responsibility to make sure that we have our team 31 in place. And certainly I want to thank the persons who nominated me today. I want to thank my wife, my daughter are here with me today to celebrate this victory. It was unexpected. I'm very surprised by it, but I'm also humbled, and I want to continue the work.
Speak to us in your capacity as chairman of the People's United Party in terms of today, nomination day, and the mobilization of all the standard bearers to the respective centers to get their names in ahead of the big race.
No, the national campaign team has been working since last year to make sure that we have our team in place, to make sure that our team was ready, to make sure that the training was done in terms of the preparations for our campaigners, for nomination day, for election day, etc. We have been doing this for quite some time, and we know exactly how it is to get our team ready. And what you saw today was the culmination of the work by the national campaign team, but also the work of the different constituencies to bring out their voters, to make sure that we have that support for nomination day. So that's what you saw. It was massive this morning here, getting nominated here in the city.
Let's circle back to your victory yourself and Anthony Marler. This is a historic first, if I'm not mistaken, in Belize's political life, that you have two persons who are automatically ascended back into the House of Representatives based on no-shows from their opponents.
I don't know if that's the history. I would have to research it. But certainly, as Anthony said just now, he and I work very closely together. We've been trying to deliver as best we can every single day for our people in Pickstock, for Anthony, and for Fort George, the people that I work for. And you know, I wake up every morning. I'm excited. I'm encouraged to do my work for the people, to serve the people, and to make sure we better their lives. And this is really a culmination of that.
Anything you want to share with the Belizean public that I may be overlooking regarding today's event or what's to take place coming March 12th?
Well, just to say that we are still 16 days away from an election, and we have elections now in 29 constituencies. So there's a lot of work still that still needs to be done in those 29 constituencies all over the country. As chairman, I make sure that we have our candidates ready, working closely with the national campaign team, with the secretariat, to make sure that everything is in place. And I want to ensure the Belizean people that we will continue to work, we will continue to stay grounded, we will continue to be humbled, and we will continue to be focused on what this is about. The march of progress continues, and that's what today is all about, and that's what March 12th is all about.
All right, there you have it. Henry Charles Usher, winner by default. Isani, one of the things that I want to point out before we even dissect that interview a bit is the massive crowd that we saw this morning representing the People's United Party. From the start of the year, we've been talking about election season and almost what sounds like a default, a clean sweep of the PUP in the coming general elections. And they have maintained that regardless of what the political landscape looks like, they will bring out their numbers. And we've seen that today. One of the things, though, that is also reflective of that, I think, is the support that Henry Charles Usher has maintained all these years as well. This is a long-standing figure in Fort George, continuing a legacy of his own. What do you think of this entire ordeal and him continuing now by default? What does this say for that seat there in Fort George?
Well, let me begin by saying this. When I woke up this morning, and I'm almost certain that when these candidates woke up this morning, got themselves ready to show up for nomination day, neither of them thought that this would have been an automatic victory for them, right? Notwithstanding how formidable or how weak, if that were the case, their political opponents were. They weren't thinking that these individuals would have been a no-show, right? So that being said, what is the weight that this carries? Well, if you ask me, perhaps it speaks poorly on the leadership of Shine Barrow where that is concerned. It's just my opinion, but these two individuals came from his camp in a manner of speaking. So I don't know what took place there. They're yet to present formally their reasons why. Perhaps they did not have the requisite number of persons to endorse their candidacy by way of the nomination. perhaps they had a change of heart at the last minute, whatever the case may be.
Which, interestingly, we saw Melvin Hewlett on Saturday when we
Yes.
had our colleagues in attendance at the UDP manifesto launch at the
Yes.
UDP headquarters.
And equally as interesting is that this afternoon I did a walk-along interview with Shine Barrow. And not too far from where I was Dean Samuels in the crowd, in the
Yes.
procession making its way to the Civic Center. And so he walked along. I know that he was one of the candidates that would have been offering himself formally in the upcoming election, this one for the Pickstock division, and he never made it up the stairs.
So the question is, was Shine Barrow blindsided?
That could be argued. That could be argued. As a matter of fact, I called Shine Barrow when I found out that this was taking place, and he told me he was unaware of it.
Right.
So I don't know if that was communicated to him, or maybe that was solely a response he gave to me as to kind of keep me moving on with my Q&As, right? But yes, so that came up earlier. Now, what I want to do at this point, Sabrina, is to also go to the returning Pickstock era representative, Anthony Mahler. Now, before we go to that particular clip from him, he turned out a massive crowd this morning. A lot of young people are out there. A lot of supporters of his were in full PUP regalia, and they were behind the truck jumping up and cheering him on. And I spoke with him this morning during our coverage, and I asked him, I said, okay, what has been the campaign and what has been the message you're delivering to your constituents this time around? And he was saying, well, more blessings. That's his slogan, right? More work means more benefits for the people of Pickstock constituency under his leadership as area rep. But he doesn't have to face his opponent at the polls.
It's an easy sweep.
It's a clear and resounding message,
Yes.
if you ask me. So what we'll do at this point, we'll go to that particular clip where I interviewed Anthony Mahler immediately after his return to the House of Representatives was essentially announced.
Yeah, you always want to go into battle, but a win is a win is a win is a win, right? And so, I mean, the work continues from this afternoon in terms of how we can improve the lives of people in Pickstock.
You and Henry Charles from Fort George get to celebrate well in advance of the actual election day itself because you guys didn't have any competition.
Well, we are neighbors, right? And so Pickstock Street in Fort George, but that's still, we're close. We're very close together, and we work closely in cabinet and as politicians, and one of my closest friends in the cabinet and in this business of politics. And so I look forward to serving with him. I'm humbled by this opportunity again from the people of Pickstock, and I will continue to serve to the best of my abilities.
Were you at all anticipating this? This is a feat in history.
Speaking of work, it now means that you will be able to go and help your other candidates who might need some help.
Well, if that is what it takes for us to get victories in other areas, I shall. I didn't say will, I shall.
All right.
How unexpected was this for you?
You never expect this to happen. We've geared up. In fact, just last night we were meeting about our election day matrix and going through all the checklists and to see how we can best improve our efficiency on that day, because like the father of the nation always told us, elections are won or lost on election day, and you have to be prepared.
This is obviously a celebratory moment for the People's United Party, but I think this also offers an opportunity for us to take a look at what the democratic state in politics is looking like, especially for Belizeans. We want and we need to have an option. Isani, seeing an example of what took place today, the history that was made in these two constituencies, what is the bigger picture where democracy is concerned?
The bigger picture, if you ask me, Sabrina, is that the United Democratic Party, whichever side you acknowledge or subscribe to, remains in shambles. That's the big picture. And it doesn't bode well for having an opposition that is robust and one that keeps the ruling party's feet to the fire in terms of accountability and transparency and good governance, which are the tenets of democracy.
Yes.
Right? It doesn't bode well for that. I was in another appearance on the morning show earlier, I was speaking to one of the guests to say that it makes the job of the Fourth Estate a bit more difficult because we have to in turn sort of step in on behalf of the opposition to keep government accountable. The big picture, if you ask me, is that for the United Democratic Party, there's still a lot of serious introspection that needs to take place. Aside from the healing, I presume, is inevitable.
Yeah.
At some point, everybody has to come together and put certain things in the past for the party to go on, but it has to look within, a deep soul search, if you want to describe it as such. And only then, in my opinion, would they be able to come forward and present a formidable front, a united front. That is what I believe the people of Belize need. Now, I'll segue once again. On Saturday, there was the Southern Tour that took place down in Independence Village. This was led by Prime Minister John Briceño and his slate of 30 candidates. And it was festive. It wasn't a sort of a convention or any formalities per se. It was this group of politicians, the ruling party, going south and bringing their supporters along with them to share in this moment.
Sort of a rally of sorts.
Yes. But for many who were watching, many who were perhaps objective in their view of what they were seeing, left with a bitter taste in their mouth when the Albert hopeful took the podium and made some remarks. Now, others would argue that what was said was par for the course for a politician.
Yes.
Some others attempted to justify it by saying, hey, grow a thicker skin if that's the case. Politics, it's a rough and tumble game. But there's a line that one would say shouldn't be crossed, right? Where one's own personal dignity and moral position stands in all of it. You don't cross that line. Some would argue that.
Yes.
Nonetheless, the comments from Kaya Katus were made. And so, while she is being admonished for those comments, from in other corners, I had the opportunity to speak with her this morning as well, to get from her what really took place, aside from what she's been doing in terms of her campaign in Albert, right? So what we'll do now is go to that, and then when we come back, we'll hear from the Prime Minister on Kaya's unfortunate comments over the weekend. So we'll go to that now.
It's definitely a great feeling. I've been at this rodeo a couple times before nomination day, but definitely nomination day for central government it's a bigger feeling, it's big energy, it's big everything.
What has been your campaign like in that constituency? You've been on the ground fairly early before the elections were even called. What has been the legwork on the ground?
We've been on the ground for the past 8 or 9 months now, and we've definitely been putting in the work. My team and I have ensured that we have visited every house in Albert. We've talked to all the people, and our campaign has been very strong.
I can't sit here with you without asking what happened on Saturday with respect of the comments that were made. Was it a misstep? Was it something that came out of the blue in terms of what was said? Where do you stand on that?
I think this is a competition, Isani, and for anybody who took my comments to be other than that, definitely got my message wrong. Looking in the mirror, it's an introspection. I mean, take a book out of Michael Jackson's page, The Man in the Mirror. When I look in the mirror, I see a young, fresh new politician, one that no opponent can keep up with, and that is what that I was referring to. So, for anybody who took it other than that.
Now, today's nomination day, you brought out dozens of your supporters from Albert to be out here in support of your candidacy. What has been some of the needs that they've shared with you? When you're on the ground, you're going house to house, what have constituents of Albert been saying?
Hundreds of supporters from the Albert constituency came out. And walking house to house, the people have been crying for help. They have definitely been neglected for the better part of 3 terms in the Albert constituency. People are living in deplorable conditions. And it's sad to walk house to house and see the way that people have been living. I mean, as an area representative, you want to get into the constituency and help the people. I have always been about service to the people, whether it has been through sports, whether it has been through my day-to-day job, and now through politics.
Let's circle back a bit to Saturday's Southern Tour. What was the message that you were sharing with your constituents and the people of Belize?
So on Saturday, it was we were at a political rally. We weren't at a manifesto launch nor a policy conference, and the mood was jovial, and we were riling up the people from the south to come out and vote for the People's United Party. The message is that John Briceño and the People's United Party has delivered. We have rolled out Plan Belize 1.0, and we have delivered, and we're now rolling out Plan Belize 2.0, and only John Briceño and the PUP can deliver more.
How do you see yourself fitting in that manifesto once you're elected?
Coming in, I definitely have to have a sit down with the Prime Minister. Of course, my background is in sports. I've also had different portfolios at the City Council, and they will definitely fit me in where they see fit. But what I can tell you, Isani, is wherever I am placed, I will definitely be of service to the people of the Albert constituency and the country of Belize.
All right, there you have it. Sit down with Kaya Katous, getting her take on what took place on Saturday. What we're going to do now, Isani, is go straight to the Prime Minister, Prime Minister John Briceño, and his comments on what took place on Saturday regarding Kaya.
Come, our trace time done. Because make we be real, she can't keep up with me, not on the bike, worse on the campaign trail. I don't make we talk, but we in the mirror.
Social media has been quite active after our presentation from Ms. Kaya, where she apparently body shamed someone from the opposition. Your comments on that, sir? You know, the party has always spoken about being there for women, supporting women, and those comments are really, it leaves a lot to think, you know.
Well, let me start off first of all to say that I believe that Kaya can defend herself and Kaya can clarify whatever it is that she said. But I can tell you here that our party has been a very strong supporter of women. We try to support them in any way that we can. As a government, we have been the government that have appointed the most women in history of any government. And so we continue to support women. But again, as what Michael Finnegan would always tell you, politics is a contact sport, you know, and sometimes we kind of speak out of turn, but I don't think that whatever Kaya would have said, I think you said it maliciously, you know, probably off the cuff, whatever it is, but I think that she can take care of that and answer it.
Politics is contact sports, and as Kaya puts it, it's a competition. It's simply competition. You know, one of the conversations that we saw online after the comments by Kaya Katous was the overall political arena for women in politics in general here in Belize. You would know, Isani, that we don't have many representatives in the House where women are concerned, but there seems to be a different type of discourse for women in politics as opposed to men in politics. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on that?
Well, we're seeing that play out in Corozal Bay. If you've been following the political developments in that constituency, where Elvia Vega Samos rose to prominence in the wake of her brother's unfortunate death in 2020. Her brother, David Dido Vega, passed away of COVID, and in a by-election, she ascended to that seat for Corozal Bay. When they went to a convention, she was defeated by Thea Garcia Ramirez, who is now the candidate for Corozal Bay. And there seems to have been some kind of bad blood in how that took place. So much so that she, Elvia, declared her candidacy as an independent over the weekend, yes, ahead of today's nominations, right? And what is interesting about it is that Cheyenne Barrow's UDP, in short order, said, okay, well, we'll support Elvia's bid for that particular seat. And within a few hours, a statement from the People's United Party was issued where they expelled her from the party. Now, perhaps that for her may have been the icing on the cake, or it may have been her impetus to continue as an independent vying for that particular seat. So we also have an interview with her from Corozal from this morning's nominations, and we'll go to that next.
UP? Can you repeat the question?
Sorry, okay, we're good. I wanted to ask you, you know that your candidacy caused a lot of public scrutiny. How do you feel that it affected your campaign and your candidacy?
I don't think it has affected it. I believe that all of us have the right to put our names and to run for this. I have been visiting the people of Corozal Bay. As a matter of fact, I have been getting messages from them, and they were one of the reasons why I decided to put my name on the ballot. You know, I was not given a level playing field, and it's important that they be represented and they having a right to choose who they want to represent them. And so I don't think it has been affected. I believe that the people know who I am, they know what I stand for, and I truly believe that they're going to give me this opportunity to represent them once more.
So can you tell us what issues your supporters are bringing to you to get addressed?
A main issue would be land. You know, our people, all they need is a piece of land. You know, gone are the days when people have to be depending on government, depending on politicians to do things for them. You know, people, all they want, a little push. And if they are able to get a piece of land, then that is when they could stand on their feet. They say, Miss Elvie, we don't want a house. We don't want hand-dongs. We want a land, and that is going to help us to sustain our families, to sustain ourselves, and it empowers them. And I think as politicians, you know, in the past, many have had people at the bottom waiting for handouts, and it shouldn't be that way. That needs to change. You know, we need to empower people so that they can stand up on their feet and make a difference in their lives independently.
All right, there you heard it from her. She expressed a feeling that she did not get a level playing field, Asani. And, you know, interestingly, this entire parade that we have seen in terms of support behind her also comes after a sort of ordeal on Friday as well.
Yeah, it was reported that her vehicle that was issued to her by the government, sort of her ministerial vehicle, was repossessed on Friday, and there was police intervention in doing so. That's what we heard. But the Prime Minister has weighed in on the Elvia Vega saga. I'd describe it as such. So we could go to that to hear from him what took place there.
Yes.
I'm very disappointed that Ms. Samos has decided to run independent. I think she should know better. She went, there was a convention. It was run fairly. She participated, she worked with the list. So for her to say that people are not allowed to vote, that's simply not true. And she lost decisively. It's not even that it was a close convention. I wish she would rethink. It's still not too late. She could still withdraw her nomination at any time, and to be able to serve, to give support to Taya. Taya, like her, is a woman, and we need to support one another. And that's the problem I see, that many instances women don't support women. And this is one of the best examples you could find. Because she never gave way, she said, okay, and try to spoil it, because she knows she can't win. So I'm disappointed. I hope she will reconsider to come out and to support Taya. And if she is a good PUP as she claims to, then she and her supporters will support the candidate of the PUP. That's the oath that she took.
Is the party making any effort to issue that olive branch for her to consider?
We have done that all along. Even after she lost and she wasn't really participating, we still used to give her resources. She still remained as a Minister of State. She had a driver, she had a vehicle, all of that. And people like Honorable Karim Musa and others have been reaching out to her and telling her, why are you doing this? This makes no sense. It makes no political sense for her supporters, or even for us as a party. But despite all of that, I have every confidence that Taya is going to win. Taya has shown her determination. She has shown that she has the wherewithal, the true grit to serve the people of Corozal Bay, to serve them well. she has been serving them well, even though she has not been the area representative. So I have confidence that despite whatever Ms. Samos were to do, that's up to her. I hope she does, but if she does, it's okay. We are still going to win. Thea is going to deliver for the people.
All right, switching gears to the UDP. Isani, as you mentioned, Shine Barrow expressed his support to Elvia Vega after really seeing the entire development and her sort of being presented as the underdog in this case now. So we were also able to get an interview from Shine speaking on this development and really seeing Elvia Vega present herself as an independent candidate. Shall we go to that comment?
Yes.
You know, I'm extremely grateful for nomination day to have a team of like-minded individuals that are committed to the service of Belizeans. And as I walk right now with my Mesopotamia family, my heart is so full and I'm very emotional because I get up every day and go to sleep every day thinking about my Mesopotamia people and all people of Belize and how I could bring about solutions for this country should I be fortunate enough to become the next Prime Minister. And even as area representative and leader of opposition, I fight every day, no matter what. And you know, this song that is playing is by Six Fast. He's an artist in my constituency, and I saw him at the Love Fest, and I said, make a song to me. And this was the perfect song, because life is not easy. It will never be easy. You know, we're fighting the PUP, we're fighting the Alliance, but we're fighting for the Belizean people, and we'll keep fighting.
What do you have for the people of Belize when it seems like everything surrounding the party is in turmoil?
I've offered the people a slate without Edmond Castro. I've offered the people a slate without Boots Martinez, without all of these corrupt actors that were rejected in 2020. I have shown the Belizean people that I have the fortitude to do what is right in the face of all adversity and all pressures, and that's what they would want in the next Prime Minister of Belize.
It's interesting that when you lent your support to Elvia Vega in Parasal Bay, the very same day the party kicked her out for running independent.
But we can't expel nobody in a UDP, according to the media. Only Janico expelled for his people, but they can't kick somebody out with them left. So that was foolish, that was petty. Prime Minister petty. When Kaya Katus say, Tracy can't catch up with him on bike, can't catch up with him on the campaign trail, all I want to get vexed. But Tracy called me convict, called me deportee, they call me a cancer. Imagine victims of that. My granny, my auntie, two of my auntie, they passed from that. And you guys don't say anything about that, but all I'm saying is their focus is not on the Belizean people. And they've made it clear their focus is on Shine Barrow. And those aren't the people that you want to elect to Parliament. You want people that will put their differences aside and say, you know what is best for the Belizean people? Tax compliance, tax reform, right? Creating an investor-friendly climate for domestic investors, capitalizing DFC, capitalizing National Bank, making things, erasing the bureaucracy that deters foreign investors from coming into the country, but also making things equitable.
What happens on the day after? Win, lose, or draw?
The day after, I will still be leader of the UDP, and we will still keep fighting for what is right. And so if they think the day after there will be any handing over, it will never happen. They are no longer members of this party. This party, with our 31 constituencies and our 30 candidates, we will continue the rebuilding of the great United Democratic Party, and we will be victorious on March 31st.
Right, there you have it, a confident closing from the leader of the opposition, Moses Shine Barrow. Isani, I know that today was a busy day. The newscast continues. Any final thoughts you'd like to share with us?
Well, it's been quite an eventful day. There's a lot that we have learned over the past 12 or so hours, given everything that has transpired across the country. And so whatever we don't cover in full today, just for the benefit of our viewers, we will have more stories tomorrow that delve into excuse me, the respective candidacies.
All righty. Thank you so much, Isani. We appreciate your presence tonight. I know our viewers do so as well. You have a good one. Already on Saturday, the Moses Shine Barrow-led United Democratic Party unveiled its slate of 30 candidates for the upcoming general election. The only constituency without a UDP candidate is Corozal Bay, where they are backing independent candidate Elvia Vega. Barrow and his team also launched their manifesto during the event at the UDP headquarters. News 5's Paul Lopez was on the scene to get the details.
On Saturday, just 2 days before nomination day, United Democratic Party leader Moses Shine Barrow held a press conference to introduce his team of 30 candidates for the March 12th general election.
These ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters that have taken up the call to action, to be guardians of our democracy, to hold this government accountable and to provide a viable alternative for the people of Belize. The people of Belize to rescue themselves from this PUP government. And that is the beauty of democracy. These ladies and gentlemen here with me from our beloved United Democratic Party are asking you, those of us who are not elected, are asking you to give them a chance to do better than what the wretched People's United Party has done. And we're asking for that chance to do better because you deserve better.
Barrow's UDP team of 30 features mostly new faces, along with some familiar ones like Barrow himself, Hugo Pat, Omar Figueroa, and Tony Herrera. During his speech, Barrow didn't hold back, taking jabs at the Tracy Panton faction and their candidates running under the same UDP banner.
Today we celebrate the fight, because though they try to distract us, though they send traitors to infiltrate us and to be treasonous and to betray their oath to the Belizean people and cause mischief and cause distraction from the pressing issues, we have not relented. Certain independent certain independent parties said that they may showcase 31 candidates. They may had 12 and scramble to pick up a few more. Here we are with our 30 candidates because we will not field a candidate in Corozal Bay.
On Saturday, Barrow and his candidates rolled out their manifesto. This 3-page document covers various aspects of governance, including sports, healthcare, housing, and citizen security.
Our manifesto will be reflecting greatly, and I know our youth will love to hear this. We will now focus on ensuring that our national university is fully funded to allow access to free education at the tertiary level for all Belizeans.
Under the UDP, we will upgrade all existing regional hospitals with proper medical equipment, ranging from basic equipment such as oxytometer, thermometer, EKG or ECG machine, etc., to complex equipment such as CT scan machine, dialysis machine, chemotherapy machine, units itself, radiology machine.
We will increase the salaries of our police officers by 5%. This, I believe, will afford the officers some relief from their daily financial obligations and allow them to be able to focus on their duties to ensure the safety of our citizens. We intend to double the budget for the National Forensic Unit.
The next UDP government will finally treat those athletes who proudly wear our country's name and colors on their chests with the appreciation they deserve. All current national team players will be placed on a full, livable salary. They finally will be able to focus on their training in order to perform their absolute best. No more begging on the side of the roads to go and represent your own country.
I confess to you, the Belizean people, there are days that my head hurt me. My head to spin. But I know God, because I have been through hell. I've been through the worst that a human being can go through. And when my head to spin, I say, for the Belizean people, for what I could do for this country along with my colleagues, for what I could leave for my daughter and all of our children and grandchildren, make my head spin. By the grace of God, I will continue on till my last breath.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Coming up, 3 women found dead in San Pedro hotel room. More when we return.
My name is Christian Palma. I'm the owner of CRK Services, and I've been operating this business for 7 years in Big Falls, Toledo District. I use the Belize Bank online services because it's quite fast, reliable, and easy. Before I started to use the Belize Bank online services, I had to make a lot of trips into town, which cost me a lot, especially fuel. So the fact that I have to use my credit card every day, I can do an online instant payment and make my life easy. My customers can do payments towards me and it reaches in instant. As fast as convenient for my business, I don't have to be up and down. I can do it anywhere I want. I would recommend you using the Belize Bank online services because for you, it will save you a lot of time.
Public Notice, General Sales Tax Amendment Act 2024, effective as of January 1st, 2025. The Belize Tax Service Department, BTSD, announces key amendments to the General Sales Tax Act, GST, Cap 63, introducing electronic invoicing provisions, compliance measures, and penalties. Key changes, amended sections, and impact on taxpayers. 1. Mandatory GST registration and penalties, amended Section 22. Impact. Businesses failing to register for GST will face penalties, taxpayer obligations. Register for GST if your business meets the eligibility criteria. 2. Extended input tax claim period, amended Section 33. Impact. Businesses now have 1 year instead of 6 months to claim input tax credits, taxpayer obligation. Submit input tax claims within the revised deadline. 3. Transition to electronic invoices, amended Section 36, Section 36A, and Section 96, subsection 2. Impact. Businesses must comply with electronic invoicing and digital receipt requirements. Taxpayer obligation. Prepare for the mandatory switch to electronic invoicing. 4. Strict GST compliance rules, amended Section 90, subsection 3. Impact. Businesses cannot advertise GST included price if not registered for GST. This is now an offense. Taxpayer obligation. Ensure pricing displays comply with GST regulations. Taxpayers are advised to visit our website at www.bts.gov.bz to see the in-depth explanation of the amendments. For further information, contact the Belize Tax Service Department at 222-4776 or email us at info@bts.gov.bz.
Belize, the countdown to Decision 2025 is on, and the voices that matter are speaking up. What are the biggest issues? Who are the key players? And what does it all mean for you? Join April Martinez, Demi Williams, and Harold Young as they break down the issues, the candidates, and the real impact of this election. Tune in to Power and the People, where your voice matters. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. only on Channel 5.
In 2022, we built on the foundation of Plan Belize, pushing forward with transformative changes for a safer, stronger Belize. The Visiting Justices program was revived after more than a decade, ensuring prisoner welfare while reinforcing dignity and the possibility of rehabilitation. This initiative, led by our ministry, is reshaping Belize's correctional system with compassion and oversight.
The Visiting Justice system creates a live stream of feedback to stakeholders and provides further outlets to safeguard a prisoner's dignity. It is more important than ever that in penal corrections, jails, holding cells, and prisons, that we strengthen the policies and systems that maintain the connection to each inmate's self-respect and human dignity. The Visiting Justice system guarantees institutionalized recognition, acknowledgement, and respect. In prison, if time is the only currency, then respect is the only bank.
Through the Rural Safety and Security Tour, we're bringing government directly to the people. With sessions in every district, we've partnered with communities to identify challenges and implement real solutions. Together, we're bridging the urban-rural divide and ensuring safety for all Belizeans. To strengthen our justice system, we delivered state-of-the-art forensic tools to the National Forensic Science Service. From rapid chemical identification to advanced evidence storage, these investments are revolutionizing how justice is served in Belize. With the Belize Integral Security Program, we're laying the groundwork for a new forensic lab, a fully functioning morgue, and upgraded transport for investigations. This is not just investment, it's innovation. In 2022, we showed what a hardworking government can achieve. From rural safety to cutting-edge forensics, we are building a nation where everyone feels secure and valued. Under Plan Belize, we're not just dreaming of a better tomorrow, we're making it happen today. A safer Belize begins with us. Let's keep building together.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you. I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time for switch up and brand, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smart or no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Belize is our home, a land of promise and opportunity. At Belize Government Lotteries Limited, we're not just about luck, we're about making a difference. Through our partnership with the National Health Insurance, your support allows us to strengthen healthcare systems, bringing quality medical services to communities across Belize. We're empowering our youth by funding programs in sports, because every child deserves a chance to shine. When you participate in Belize Government Lotteries, you're not just playing, you're investing in the future of our nation. Together, we're building healthier, happier, and stronger communities. For we fun, for we profits, for we Bolido.
The Ministry of Sustainable Development and Climate Change is safeguarding Belize's invaluable natural resources by providing the necessary frameworks that will guarantee the sustainable use of our resources. crucial role in regulating sustainable harvesting, use, and management of Belize's resources, which is essential not only for constructing our homes, but also for creating jobs and fostering economic growth in our country. We are ensuring long-term forest management and conservation efforts that will positively impact the environment for sustainable Belize today and for generations to come.
The results of post-mortem examinations and a police investigation are expected to reveal how 3 tourists tragically died in their San Pedro hotel room late last week. The women had checked into the resort for an unspecified stay on the island. They were last seen alive on Thursday night after returning from a private tour. On Saturday, resort staff found their bodies in their first-floor room. News 5's Marian Ali went to San Pedro on Sunday to bring us this report.
The bodies of 3 friends, 23-year-old Kautar Nakad, 24-year-old Imain Mala, and 26-year-old Wafe El Arar, all originally from Morocco but now U.S. nationals, were found in their suite at the Royal Cajal Beach Resort on Coconut Drive in San Pedro just before noon on Saturday. They were last seen alive around 7 p.m. on Thursday night, heading to their ground floor room after a full day of touring the island. Bert Novak, the general manager of the resort, told News 5 that there were no signs that anything was wrong.
Okay, can you say when they checked in, if it was only 3 of them or somebody else with them, if there was any forced entry in their room, anything like that?
No, nothing at all. They came back from a tour and they went back to the room, didn't leave the room, and then we checked that evening. That's when we found them.
So they went on a tour on what, Saturday?
On Thursday. Thursday and Friday is when we went and checked on them, and Saturday, yeah.
They were supposed to check out?
No, they're not. They're supposed to check out on the 19th.
Housekeeping staff at the resort grew worried on Saturday morning after getting no response to their repeated attempts to enter the room on both Friday and Saturday. Using a master key, they opened the room around 11:30 on Saturday and made a grim discovery. One woman was found in bed, while the other 2 were in different parts of the room. They reportedly had froth around their mouths, leading to suspicions of a possible drug overdose. However, General Manager Bert Novak couldn't confirm this.
That has not been confirmed. That's what I heard as well. But until we get the autopsy report, we can't say something official.
Inside the suite, police discovered gummy bear candies, snacks, drinks, vapes, and electronic devices. Although the sight of 3 bodies being removed from the resort could have alarmed tourists and hurt business in the area, Catherine Hubbard, a local condo owner, praised the authorities for their efficient handling of the situation.
We hardly didn't even know what was going on because they were so professional in how they handled it.
You mean the police or the managers?
Everybody was, yeah. We knew something was going on because we saw the ambulances, we saw the police, but I think how everybody handled it was very professional. They kept it very confidential. I still don't know exactly, what's going on.
According to Novak, the incident hasn't hurt business at the beach resort. However, management has provided counseling for the staff to help them cope.
Of course, everybody's traumatized, and I'm making arrangements for my staff to see somebody as a trauma person so they can talk to them, because it's unfortunate. It affects everybody.
While the staff of the resort are distressed by the incident, Hubbard expressed sympathy for the families of the 3 women.
No, I just pray for the families.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Today, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams informed reporters that the bodies of the 3 women showed no signs of foul play. He emphasized that the evidence gathered heavily relies on the pathologist's input. Although gummies were found at the scene, Williams clarified that this doesn't necessarily link them to the women's deaths. The autopsy reports will be crucial in determining what the women consumed and what was in their stomachs. The gummy bears not made in Belize could have been brought in by the women or someone else. Forensic experts suggest the women could have been dead for up to 24 hours before being discovered. According to Williams, the women were supposed to leave Belize on Sunday, just a day after they were found dead.
The bodies exhibited no signs of injuries. Police also saw inside the room what appeared to be vomiting beside each female. The police with a view to ensure that the scene was properly processed awaited for the scene of crime personnel to arrive, as well as the pathologists. This is one of the cases where we invited the pathologists to come on the scene as well, so that they could assist the police in navigating the scene and with a view to see what can be found of evidential value. That was done. The police did a thorough search of the scene along with the pathologists and scenes of crime. And there was nothing of substance that could have been found other than alcohol and some gummies. As you may recall, a couple years ago, we had some gummies that were disposed of from the police exhibit room, and they were found by somebody at the dump site and sold, and then we saw where people who consumed those gummies had to be rushed to the hospital. So we found some of those gummies inside the room. Now, we're not saying at this time that the gummies caused death, but we're looking at every possibility. I know that today the post-mortem examination is going to be conducted by the National Forensic Services, and we are anxiously awaiting that result to see if they will be able to unearth anything to assist us in determining the cause of death. There is also a theory that they could have died from carbon monoxide, and so again a test will be done hopefully today or tomorrow with the National Fire Service, who have the equipment to test the level of carbon monoxide in a building.
Police are investigating the murder of American real estate developer Boris Alexander Mansfeld. On the night of February 21st, around 9 p.m., Mansfeld was found dead at his luxury home, Coco Plum Villas, in Maya Beach, with a gunshot wound to the neck. Nearby, police found a spent shell casing, his wallet with cash, and his loaded firearm still in its holster. Here's News 5's Brittany Gordon with the full report.
According to his website, 56-year-old Boris Mansfeld fell in love with Placencia during his first visit in 1992 and officially moved to the peninsula in 2006. Over the years, he invested heavily and became one of Belize's top real estate developers. Tragically, his journey came to a sudden end when he was found dead at Coco Plum Villas in Maya Beach, one of his projects. Police Commissioner Chester Williams confirmed that they are investigating Mansfeld's death as a murder.
He came into the country that same day, as you would know that he has been in and out of the country following the death of Berha. And he was in his yard when seemingly he was approached by whoever the gunman or gunmen are, and he was shot once to the head, behind the neck. He succumbed to his injuries. At this time, we don't know much. Investigators are still busy trying to investigate around Mr. Mansfield.
In 2023, Belize City businessman Ricardo Borja, a close associate of Mansfeld, was shot dead outside his apartment. Then, in 2024, businessman Darren Taylor was killed at his home in Dangriga. Both men were involved in investigations into fraudulent land deals at the time of their deaths. Police Commissioner Chester Williams has revealed that authorities are looking into a possible link between these murders.
We have one person in custody who is of interest to us, and so we're also investigating around that individual. We're also looking at the business transactions that Mr. Mansfield may have with other individuals, with a view to see if we will be able to close in on a possible motive and perhaps suspect. So At this time, we don't have much where that is concerned. At this time, we cannot say that, but we're not ruling it out. We have to first establish a motive in order for us to be able to make a definitive connection. But it will not be wrong for one to assume that there may be some connection there, and we're looking at that possibility, yes.
Mansfeld had just returned to Belize the day before, and police believe the killer ambushed him at his Cocoplum Villas residence. He was found dead on the steps of a building at the back of the property. Although the villas have security staff, the back entrance is open to the public beach, which is likely where the shooter entered. Reports indicate that Mansfeld had up to 11 civil court claims against him for alleged shady business practices.
We have seen the discourse on social media where it is said that there are several claims before the court. So again, investigators have communicated with Mr. Mansfield's attorney, and today they are going to the courts to see what are those claims that existed before the court and when those claims were going to be heard and against whom. So those again are part of things that investigators will be looking at as a part of the investigation.
Police have detained businessman Frick Demer for questioning. He was also questioned back in 2023 after the death of Ricardo Borja.
Yes, he's a suspect, and again let me make it clear that Frick, or whatever his name is the person of interest who is in police custody at this time. And let me make it clear that he is just a suspect in this matter. I don't want no lawsuit to come, so I'm making it clear that he's just a suspect. The police are interviewing him to see if there's anything that he will be able to assist the investigation with as it relates to this matter.
Before his death, Mansfeld sent emails to his clients revealing that he had securely stored crucial evidence about a land fraud scheme. He shared this information with trusted individuals, instructing them to release all files, names, bank details, receipts, messages, and passwords to major news outlets and U.S. lawmakers if anything happened to him. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
On Friday, police discovered well-known real estate developer Boris Mansfeld dead at his Cocoplum Villas residence in Maya Beach. He had a gunshot wound to the back of his neck, with his wallet containing cash and his holstered firearm found nearby. On Sunday around 1:30 p.m., police picked up Frick Demer in St. Bite for questioning about the murder. Demer and Mansfeld had been business partners since 2008, but cut ties in 2022. They were also involved in a legal dispute against the late businessman Ricardo Borja, which was set to go to court tomorrow, February 25th. Demer had previously been questioned about Borja's 2023 murder, but was cleared by police. According to Demer's attorney, Andrew Bennett, St. Bite police did not follow standard procedure when seizing his client's phone and firearm. We spoke with Bennett for more details today.
In my experience, whenever you're dealing with a firearm and you want that firearm to be examined by the forensics department, what normally happens is that that firearm is secured in an evidence gun box. It is sealed, and the owner of the firearm would sign on the tip, which is the seal for the box. When I questioned the police about whether that was done, it wasn't. As well as in terms of personal property, if the police take custody of your personal property, I know that normally they would issue a receipt. It's called a triplicate receipt. None was issued to my client. So I remain very apprehensive and very wary in terms of how that whole process was dealt with, especially because it was done by, I would consider Mr. Gonzalez, Mr. Jaime Gonzalez, to be a very senior officer and would have known what the procedure is. But unfortunately, that is the case.
Is there anything else involving your client on this particular matter that I may be overlooking that you care to expand on?
That my client is innocent? Well, other than that, my client remains, he is very cooperative with the police. He has attended an interview. I must say that the interview has been very, I would say, professional. My client is not being mistreated in any way. But that does not mean that he waives any right to bring an action against the police for false imprisonment, because we are of the view that he was detained unlawfully and that there was no probable cause to hold him in detention for 48 hours.
On Saturday, Hattieville resident Tyrell Thomas was tragically shot and killed by 3 men who reportedly mistook him for someone else. Thomas was installing surveillance equipment at a home in another part of the village when he was ambushed. Known for his dedication to community service, the electrician and former village councillor was also working on refurbishing a local park. Here's News 5's Isani Catano with a story.
A well-known and beloved Hattieville resident, licensed electrician Tyrell Thomas, also known as Tyrell Rikenya, was tragically gunned down on Saturday afternoon. He was installing a camera system in the windmill area of the village when the deadly shooting occurred. Thomas was on the job with his goddaughter when they came under fire.
All I can say, that was definitely mistaken identity. He went to install a camera at a house, and that was it. He went to do what he loved. He went to do his work. You know, he was definitely not the intended target.
Thomas was on a ladder outside the bungalow when 3 men reportedly appeared from a nearby overgrown area. They approached the property and unleashed a hail of bullets in his direction. The spot where he stood on the ladder is now marked with bullet holes.
We have several persons in custody. No one has been charged at this time.
Was he collateral damage in a gang war, and was the target somebody else?
Yes, we have information that the intended target was someone else. There were 3 persons there, and 2 of them got shot.
Tyra Thomas was at a store in Hattieville when she received the news about the deadly attack on her brother.
I was in J Mall, and one of my uncles stopped me and he asked me if that true Tyrell get shot. And I like, no.
Unbeknownst to Tyra, her sibling and his goddaughter had already been rushed to the KHMH.
It still feels surreal. It feel. I went to sleep last night and I got up believing that it was a dream. So it honestly feels surreal. We have honestly not come to the terms of it. He's a licensed electrician. He worked at BATSUB for 25 years. As a matter of fact, he had recently received his award of service. A big accomplishment for him. And that was literally him. Tyrell would. You have any kind of electrical job, everybody know Tyrell will be willing to assist you.
Could Thomas's death be a gang-related attack targeting the person who hired him to install the surveillance equipment?
Yes, we have some information that is related to that, yes.
Do you know the motive for why they were after that other guy?
The same rivalry between the 2 groups in Belize City.
These 2 groups have been clashing for a while, but the violence has surged since Brandon Baptist's death a few weeks ago. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
After the break, Tracy Tager Panton officially nominated for Albert. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Bananas on the Beach, your gateway to local luxury. To book your stay, visit bananasonthebeach.com or contact reservations at 280-4726.
Universal Hardware is bringing Friends and Family 2025 to Spanish Lookout. Join us for 3 action-packed days on Thursday, February 27th to Saturday, March 1st. Enjoy unbeatable deals on top brands including Lifa motorcycles, Makita power tools, Sankey AC units, Shindaiwa brush cutters, and more. Don't miss out on exciting raffles, delicious food, and surprises. Universal Hardware Friends and Family 2025 in Spanish Lookout. You can't miss this.
Turn your ideas into reality. Whether it's billboards that command attention, banners that set the stage, or car decals that make a statement, we've got you covered. From lighted signs that shine in the darkest nights to magnetic signs that are easily interchangeable, we offer a wide range of options like billboards, banners, vehicle decals, lighted signs, magnetic signs, acrylic signs, metal signs, PVC signs, aluminum signs, vehicle wraps, vinyl prints, 3D lettering, awnings, wall murals, and a whole lot more. We're not just sign makers, we're brand enablers. Visit us today.
Here's how to access your contribution history on the My Social Security portal. First, go to your browser and type ssbportal.org.bz. Enter your email and password, then click Log In. Once logged in, you'll see your full portal account on the screen. On the left-hand side, you'll notice a drop-down menu for added features. Click on History, choose Contributions, read the disclaimer, then click Continue. You'll now see a full window displaying your contribution history. In the table, each row represents a different year. For example, let's look at the year 2024. Click on the row and a detailed breakdown will appear. This breakdown includes your employer's name, your earnings for each month and week, contribution type, the amounts paid, and that's how you can explore the new contribution feature on the My Social Security portal. It's quick, easy, and keeps your Social Security information right at your fingertips. Create your account today.
Digi is bringing the power of connectivity to every corner of Belize with our Digi on-the-go mobile store.
Ma, Digi dia.
Digi dia. Don't say. Sign up for the fastest, most reliable home fiber service, purchase the latest device, or explore our wide range of services. This one-of-a-kind mobile store has it all. Our dedicated team brings the same high-quality in-store experience to you, ensuring you stay connected with friends, family, and the world.
You guys bringing the mobile here, it's really helpful, saving a lot of money for people going from the town, especially like in Punta Gorda, which is 25 miles away from here, which will cost a couple dollars for them to reach there. So having these caravan here, it's a lot easier, it's a lot cheaper, and you know, people are taking advantage. As you can see, we have a lot of people coming out today to purchase some of these devices, top-ups and even postpaid that they're eager to have, no?
Digi is connecting Belize one community at a time. Look out for the Digi on-the-go mobile store with exclusive deals and offers in a community near you. Follow us on our Digi Facebook page to see where we will be next.
Digi, our national telecom.
It's time to wake up, move, and feel amazing. Get your heart pumping and your energy flowing with Morning Boost. A fun and dynamic workout show to kickstart your day. Whether you're a beginner or a fitness pro, We've got the moves to keep you motivated. So grab your mat, set your alarm, and let's get moving. Morning Boost, weekdays at 6 a.m., only on Channel 5.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you, I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time to switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smart or no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
Belize. The countdown to Decision 2025 is on, and the voices that matter are speaking up. What are the biggest issues? Who are the key players? And what does it all mean for you? Join April Martinez, Demi Williams, and Harold Young as they break down the issues, the candidates, and the real impact of this election. Tune in to Power and the People, where your voice matters. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. only on Channel 5.
To our Nomination Day coverage, we head west to the twin towns of San Ignacio and Santa Elena, as well as Benque Viejo del Carmen. These towns are divided into 4 constituencies. Both the People's United Party and the United Democratic Party have candidates running in each constituency. Additionally, there are third-party and independent candidates in most areas. News 5's Paul Lopez has the details.
At 10 a.m. this morning in Cayo North, People's United Party candidate Michelle Misho Shabat showed up to be nominated inside the San Ignacio Magistrates Court with much fanfare. He was backed by a large following of supporters in a live performance by Super G.
This is a confirmation, Paul, of the work we've been doing and the appreciation of the people of Cayo North. They have seen the work we've done over the last 4 years, and they're out here today, as you can see, in numbers to express that support. And so we are humbled and we're grateful to them.
I see you moving around, greeting people. Let's talk a bit about what people are saying and saying to you right now.
You know, we have done a lot, Paul, but there's so much more to do. You know, we have given out over 450 lots here in Cayo North, and there are many people out here who still want lots. And so the work must continue. We have given about 20 starter homes, but more people want homes. You know, when somebody gets a home, you're giving them a shelter. It's not just a house, it's a home for families, and you empower them. And so we hope that in this second term, we can give more homes for people. I can tell you, and I don't want to preempt our Prime Minister, but one of the big things coming for us is that Sacred Heart College High School will be absolutely free coming September.
At midday, third-party candidates showed up at the various nomination stations to declare their candidacy. The Belize Justice Movement is fielding 2 candidates in the Cayo constituencies. They are the party's leader, Rudy Wade, who is contesting the Cayo Central Division, and Leroy Lisbe, who is running in the Cayo North Division. They arrived at the nomination station with only a handful of supporters, mainly nominators.
These are the kind of things that I really do not subscribe to. If I have $50 extra, you not see me putting up any paper or any cloth that will end up in a garbage dump. All those crowd you see are rental crowd, right? I mean, I talk straight up, right? Rental crowd. I don't, like I say, if I have $50 extra, I'd rather give it to someone that really needs that. Yeah. So I would never put up any cloth nor paper over that will end up in a dump.
The reason I decided to get in is that Cayo North
needs real change, you know. Over the years, we have had both the Red and Party running things, but in reality, the same issues arise: unequal land distribution, a failed healthcare system, limited occasional opportunities, and lack of economic growth. So those are my desire. I work with the government for 32 years now, and I'm a person that is passionate for service.
At 2 p.m., the United Democratic Party candidates took to the streets of the Twin Town. In Santa Elena, Marco Bryant is contesting the Cayo Central seat.
I feel very, very good. As a matter of fact, you know, when you call the people to the task, they show up. And, you know, Cayo Central is UDP country. So we will show that on March 12th, and the people will come out and support Marco Bryant for Cayo Central.
In Cayo North, Omar Figueroa is seeking to regain his title as a UDP-era representative. He suffered defeat in 2020 at the hands of Shabat, but says things are different this time around. He arrived at the nomination station with a gathering of energized supporters.
Well, there was a wild tsunami in 2020. No one will argue that. But when you look at what has happened from November 2020 to now, that is what is at stake here. You know, that's the report card that the people of Cayo North will evaluate. So it's not about what happened in 2020. It's what happened since 2020 up until March 12th.
Meanwhile, in Cayo West, Mike Guerra is looking to unseat Jorge Millen-Espat. Guerra and his supporters marched through the streets of Bencaviejo del Carmen towards the town council building, where he was nominated.
First of all, thank God. You know that it rains a lot, but this is support. I feel good with the support of the West constituency, even though I don't have the resources to employ campaigners. I think what you see here is campaigners that are voluntary. I want to thank God for that. It is not. I think it is not about resources. It is not about flags. As you can see, the Cayo West is filled with blue flags. It is about the personality. You see, the problem here in the Cayo West is not the PUP. It's the area representative.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
At midday, Tracy Tager-Panton and her team for the 2025 general elections paraded through the streets of Belize City, heading to the Civic Center for their nomination. Surrounded by a lively and enthusiastic crowd, Tager-Panton remarked that this turnout was just a preview of the support she expects on Election Day. We caught up with her before she entered the Civic Center to see how prepared she was to sign her name on the nomination sheet.
Well, I'm very encouraged, very excited. We're grateful that we have gotten to nomination day in one piece and looking forward to contest the next general elections.
And do you think that this crowd today is a good reflection of the support that you have been able to garner for your party?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish, nomination day was on a weekend when we can have more supporters out. But I think this is a good subset of the people who will be coming to support us on Election Day.
What do you think?
Decision to come during the lunch hour. When you speak about decision to come during the lunch hour.
Yes, does this technically mean you are approaching as an independent candidate as this time is reserved?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are members of the United Democratic Party and we're here to be nominated as members of the UDP.
What do you think is motivating your supporters to bring you back into the Albert area?
The love. It's all about the love. I have stuck with them and they have stuck with me. The good times, the bad times, the highs and the lows, we do it together. I embrace them and they embrace me. And I feel a lot of love today.
Are you fearful of any possible conflict that might happen with the remaining PUP supporters out here?
Absolutely not. We're Belizean. We're all Belizean. And we have a right to support the political party of our choice. The United Democratic Party is alive and well, and we're ready to successfully contest the next general elections.
At his event on Saturday, Barrow didn't hold back taking aim at Tracy Panton and her 15 candidates. He argued that if they can't follow the UDP constitution, how can Belizeans trust them to follow the country's constitution? Barrow went as far as to call them frauds, claiming they dislike him because he's not your typical politician.
That's why they don't like me.
because I'm not a traditional politician. I don't have to sing for my supper. The independent party with the fraud everybody out there, they don't have anything to offer other than they want to get rid of me. Imagine somebody wants you to vote for them so they could stay in opposition. Not that you could get rid of the real cancer, which is John Briceño and the People's United Party. Right? But they don't like me because I no come for thief. And if I no come for thief, they can't thief in my cabinet. And the same way, Belizean people, the same way I took on gentlemen that were politicians for 30 years, 5-term era rep that thought they were entitled to do as they please and not follow the constitution of the United Democratic Party. Because if they don't follow the UDP constitution, they now follow the Belizean constitution. And so we need to stop that now.
As mentioned, Moses Shine-Barrow and his UDP team are backing Elvia Vega, an independent candidate and former PUP area representative in Corzal Bay. This is likely the first time a UDP leader has supported a former PUP candidate over one of their own. The reason? Barrow's original candidate for Corzal Bay switched sides to join Panton's team. Barrow believes it's better for Vega to win the seat.
Because we believe that it is better for Elvia Vega to win that seat than Tea Garcia. Because we care about the Belizean people. We will not just put somebody there. As you know, a gentleman that we had there betrayed the party, betrayed his oath, and defected to a third party. He has no chance of winning based on his actions, and so rather than complicate things in that constituency, we would hope that Elvia Vega can hold on to her seat, because anything is better than the PUP getting Corzal Bay.
When we return, Belmopan and Cayo South record 3 nominations each.
Yo me siento contenta porque poder ayudar a que los niños puedan tener una vida saludable es algo que yo como madre puedo sentir bien, porque puedo ayudar no solamente a un hijo mío, sino también a los niños de la escuela. Mi nombre es Samaris Rivera Sainsbury, trabajo aquí en la cocina de Eden Primary School. Cada niño que está aquí en esta escuela es como si fuera un hijo nuestro. Cada preparación va hecha con esmero, con amor, con dedicación, poniéndole todos los ingredientes necesarios, los nutrientes que ellos necesitan para que pues tengan una vida saludable.
To me, it's not just a program, it's not just an initiative. It's something that will help them to develop a better lifestyle. As citizens, we want to be healthier. And as the national plan says for health, by 2030, if I'm not mistaken, we are supposed to have a healthy nation. And so this initiative has helped us, in a sense, to build better citizens, and citizens who won't get sick that often.
importance of knowledge among women and the society as a whole as to their rights and the
Walking with my dog Luna at night feels safe because the streetlights are bright. Thanks to BEL's LED streetlight project, our communities look much brighter. If you have an old fixture in your neighborhood, report it today using the BEL 24/7 app. With just a few clicks, you too can help make our communities safer, brighter, and more energy efficient. Bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Really? You not switch yet? No what? I tell you. I don't.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night just to stay in touch. Call me on my cell phone, cause our connection used to mean so much. And I know when that thought line bling, February's got that love to bring. Yeah, I know when that thought line bling, Smart is giving you everything. These days all I do is wonder if you're still connected with somebody else. Wonder why you're missing out on what's best for yourself. You could have had more, but you're still stuck with them. You don't need no one else, you don't need nobody else. So it's time for switch up and run, cause Smart's the best in the land. They got the top speed and the best service for your phone. You should just switch to them, it's Smarter, no one else. You used to call me on my cell phone.
This is my first time here.
Hopefully it's my last. My dear friends, here we are, all in our true colors. Your transfer papers, your key to the Mvule Kingdom.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I know.
Here are your clippers. Clippers?
Who's in? We are prefects. We run this place. So let's act like it.
Solomon, the head prefect, quick. Is my collar straight?
You'll be out of Mvule High before you can pronounce the word scholarship.
We have a mystery to solve. The only way we can make a difference is if we stick together. When I'm head prefect, each and every student will have a voice.
You need to show that news quick, Mvule.
I hate this school! Freedom to grow.
La formación del Centro Neurológico del Hospital Galenia es que esas enfermedades que son altamente complejas y que muchos de nuestros pacientes tenían que emigrar hacia otra parte de la República u otra parte de México ahora puedan ser atendidos aquí.
La atención quirúrgica en el centro neurológico se forma dentro de un grupo multidisciplinario que incluye tanto neurólogos, médicos internistas, ortopedistas, neurocirujanos, pediatras. Y este esfuerzo que se ha realizado para conjuntar todos los especialistas es para siempre brindar al paciente un abordaje multidisciplinario y transversal.
Evidentemente, mientras más rápido podamos llegar al diagnóstico de los pacientes, más rápido podemos tratarlos, resolverlos y por ende mejor resultado vamos a tener al final. Entonces creo que la prioridad y El fundamento principal de un proyecto como este es justamente eso, que no se pierda tiempo de forma innecesaria para poder al final del día llegar al mejor de los resultados con un tratamiento completo, integral y oportuno.
Y las visiones desde diferentes perspectivas nos permiten tener pues el mejor tratamiento y la mejor opción para el paciente.
Tenemos la capacidad técnica, operativa, profesional y la infraestructura de poder establecer una atención neurológica de alta calidad.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
In Belmopan and Cayo South, the political scene was as heated as the scorching midday sun. The three candidates, Oscar Mira for the PUP, John Saldivar under Tracy Panton's leadership, and Ralston Fraser under Moses Shine Barrow's leadership, each brought their unique flair to the campaign trail today. Over in Cayo South, the current representative, Julius Espat, drew a huge crowd at his rally after his nomination, while the events for the two UDP candidates were more low-key. News 5's Marian Ali was on the ground in Belmopan and Cayo South to bring us this report.
Right at 10 a.m., a lively parade kicked off with drumming and a huge banner of Oscar Mira on a trailer truck, leading about 100 enthusiastic supporters to the Belmopan Civic Center. Mira, the current representative, told reporters he's eager for a second term to keep building on the work he's started in the nation's capital.
We have livened up Belmopan. But there is a lot of work to be done, a lot of infrastructure work. Belmopan is growing so fast. It's the fastest growing municipality in Belize. It is growing so fast, and we need to keep up with the infrastructure work. We have done a lot of infrastructure work. There's more to be done. There's a lot more to be done. We have worked extremely hard in ensuring that our young people get an opportunity to education. If you know, Compre now is free. You can go to Belmopan Comprehensive School and get a free education. You get assistance in food, you get assistance in uniform. When it comes to health, you know, the government has worked really hard to ensure that our people get the opportunity of getting health care. And NHI is rolling out to the Cayo District and Belmopan very, very shortly. We have plans of building the new tertiary level hospital in Belmopan. There's so much things going on.
Veteran politician John Saldivar, running for the UDP under Tracy Panton's leadership, led a spirited motorcade to his nomination. He shared that his time away from the spotlight has allowed him to recharge, and now he's ready to tackle the community's demands for improved infrastructure, housing and goods.
The rapid deterioration of our infrastructure, our road network, and land issues have become a serious issue. People's land have been taken away from them. Pantry program has been ripped up away from the poor and the elderly of this city, and people are going to rebel against that when election day comes.
Ralston Fraser is the UDP's pick for Belmopan and the Barrow. He did not lead a parade nor a motorcade, but he said the momentum in his camp has given him the fire he believes he needs to cause an upset.
95% of the homes that I stop in, I am the one doing the listening. People are telling me what is wrong, what is not right, how things are not going the way they're supposed to be going, and which one of our candidates are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and all these other things. And I end up listening to their complaint. This is telling me of the frustration of our people, particularly here in Belmopan. I know this is national, but particularly here in Belmopan, that response tells me that the people are tired.
Okay, but what are they tired of?
Right, let's get to that. One of the things is people are finding it difficult. This is a national issue, but again, it affects Belmopan. People are finding it extremely challenging to put food on their table. And we know why this is. Because the national government has the responsibility to make life a little bit easier for children. You would have heard our party leader said in our newly launched manifesto where the fuel price is concerned. Now, measures like that will allow for prices to go down.
The police maintained order all day with no incidents to report. Over in Cayo South, the current representative, PUP's Julius Espat, led a huge rally after his nomination this morning. He shared that he believes the residents are pleased with their work since 2020.
Everybody is happy, they're energized and willing to wait for the 12th of March.
Okay, so what are the issues as you go from house to house and you meet with the supporters? What are they telling you that they need more of or that they want to change?
They don't want any change, they just need more of what we're doing. Land is an issue always. Cayo South has a lot of people that don't have title for properties, and so we are working along with the Ministry of Natural Resources a little at a time to make sure that they get the title for their land, because as you're aware, if you build on something that's not yours, it's not a good investment. And so we are making sure that we are giving them back the power so that they can have property, title. And so that's one of the main movements. We've been working a lot with infrastructure, every sector. We have a community development fund that was provided to us by the government, and we have been using it. Have you noticed the nomination was in the refurbished community center, and we have been doing community centers in all the villages. We have a program with education where everybody here that has applied for some assistance in education has received, from primary school, high school, sixth form, and even universities. Some have gone abroad studying to be architects, doctors. So we've been working hard to really raise the quality of life in Cayo South.
However, the two UDP candidates disagree with Espat's positive self-assessment. Dr. June Young, running under Tracy Panton's leadership, believes there's much room for improvement.
Across the 13 villages in Cayo South, some of the challenges and the needs of people are the same. We have some communities where people are clamoring for light, for water, for land, to have access to their homes. In some area way to the back of the villages, they do not have access where vehicle can take them to their homes, so they need to walk for some miles to get to their homes. So those are the issues. Also, we know the issue of crime. The other day we had Mr. Samayoa, who was shot in Arizona. So campaigning in that community, the villagers were telling me, Dr. Young, we need a substation here in our village. We need a little polyclinic, and if possible, a multi-grade school, so that our students, our children, do not have to walk that far to go to school. So the needs are great.
Antonio Samayoa, running under Moses Shine Barrow's leadership, believes he's the best candidate for the job and is confident he can deliver if elected on March 12th.
We need some change. And what inspired me to do this is that I am ready for it, and I am ready for the people of Cayo South. And we together, this is not just about me, this is about the people. I know that I have two strong components, but my view is that I will get in there and fight for my people. I'm not scared of Julius and my other colleagues. This is not about creating divisions. This is for us, for all to be together, but it's the people's decision.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.